tulips. Look at that. I'm thinking I'm gonna get my workout in at the same time today. Keep up with all of the heavy projects that we have. We're finding PFAS, and it's a forever chemical. We have found it in a lot of our food. It gives me even more motivation to grow my own vegetables. Oh, look at that dandelion root. You know, once you get going, you just want to continue. I'm walking on this plastic here to get to the soil. Look at my shoes. Neo is here saying hello. Oh, here's actually an onion growing. Oh my god, 2 onions. I think that's a really good workout. Poppies germinating. I am keeping the lids on, but I am removing it ever so often because I want to keep the moisture and keep the cold out. It's still not warm enough to remove them, I think. And then here I got, let's see, I have calendula. Alright, so nothing else has germinated, and that's fine because they know which germination temperature they need. So they're just taking their time, you know? They're getting sunlight now, and yeah, I do water it with a watering can. I've done it once so far. I do water quite sparingly, but I don't want to mess up the germination by drying them out. And here I got some ornamental grass as an experiment. That's a little update on the winter sowing. Good morning. It's Sunday and it's a bit of a overcast morning today, and I wanted to go outside and clear the beds. I need to fill up with more soil. It has sunken quite a bit. I got a delivery of a bunch of bags of soil, so I need to top the beds up, and for that I need to set aside the irrigation. I might have to dig up plants, thyme here for example, you know, remove any plastic tags or whatever I can find, and weeds, all of that. So, and that just means it's going to be ready for me to come out here and start planting whenever I am ready to. I'm gonna get my wheelbarrow and a trowel so I can dig up things and clear out stuff. I just wanted to say welcome to today's video. Let's get started. actually start seeing tulips. Can barely see it. These ones are in the grass. I'm gonna make a flower bed here. Tiny ones popping up here. Also in my flower bed, can you see that right there? And there is a few over there as well. I do worry quite a bit because we do have deers going here from time to time, and I think they have been eating on my tulips over by the cabin because I saw them popping up a few days ago, and now that I went to go and look, it was gone and I could see like footsteps. So I think they have been eating it already. They were completely new. I planted them last year, so I might have to buy Trico Garden and spray all over the place now. But this is promising. I'm gonna have a closer look out for the deers. You can see new growth here. Oh, look at that. I need to cut back some of this actually. It's quite cold and windy actually. It's gonna heat up later today with afternoon sun. I need to build up some heat. I'm thinking I'm gonna get my workout in at the same time today because I'm gonna bring back and forth a lot of soil. But I'm gonna just start here and try to lift this thyme that I have here. There we go. And just set this one in the wheelbarrow. So let's go grab some soil. So here is the soil, which means I need to step in like mud. This is the downside on living on the open, on the countryside like this. We have planted a few trees, but we need to plant a lot more because it's so windy always, even in the summer. I planted an elderflower right here, and that one is gonna grow huge, protect us from a little bit of wind, add some privacy, and then we have a cherry tree right next to the vegetable garden. That's gonna protect the vegetable garden from wind from the north, which is always the coldest. And this is just like a regular planting soil. It's nothing fancy because I'm gonna add quite a thick layer of compost top dress, and that's gonna be plenty of nutrients for the plants. And then of course I'm gonna be fertilizing them with granule fertilizer and liquid fertilizer. Let's see how heavy it is. Oof, they are quite heavy. This is gonna be a workout for sure. I had to change my sweater because I was so cold. I'm gonna start with 3 bags and see how far that gets me. Actually, maybe 4. And I'm gonna go back and forth and build up heat in my body and get my steps in, get my workout in. I've started training with weights, so I need to keep my body in shape if I'm gonna keep up with all of the heavy projects that we have. And keep in mind, this is 40 liters of soil, but it is also dense and a little bit wet, but I'm warmed up a little bit. So I do have a sage plant here. I don't think that it survived, but I might dig it up just to see if it comes back. I've ordered a bokashi bucket so that I can make my own compost inside while I figure out my compost situation here in my garden. And also because I want the bokashi water to fertilize my plants with. It does smell like sage though. Oh, okay, I might remove these actually. It's from my last year's tomatoes. I might actually lay them on the side so that I can compost in place. As you can see, the soil is quite moist. I'm gonna get a rake with a long handle so that I can just rake everything through because I want to save my back. Alright, let's speed this up. Oh, this is kind of like that rope workout. did this hugelkultur style bed. The beds are so tall that it would have been extremely expensive if I were to fill up this only soil. Yes, I might have to keep adding soil for 2 or 3 years, but then also it's really good for the health of the bed with this hugelkultur. Alright, so I got 6 bags of soil here now. It's not enough. I mean, this is the bed I think that has sunken the most, but they are all quite low. Way lower than I want them to be. Alright, last 2 bags in this bed. I think that's gonna be enough. Yes, I want to leave a top dress, mulch, maybe 3 centimeters at the top. And you know, the sake of watering and all of that, I don't want the water to spill out the bed. So you never want it to be at the very edge. Of course, this is gonna get a little bit lower because it's gonna get compacted, but I'm gonna leave that to the rain. It's gonna rain on Wednesday, so the rain will do the job for me. And before I top dress this, I'm gonna add granular fertilizer, so the plants have something to feed on in the lower parts of their roots. And then below the mulch, I'm gonna add like chicken or cow manure, so they have something to feed on instantly on the top level of the soil when the roots are still small. When you go to transplant the seedlings, they have something to feed on, and then they have like a whole buffet. So I'm just gonna leave the irrigation loosely on top here, and then when I'm done with everything, I'm gonna go ahead and place it. So I'm gonna add this thyme here, I think, and I'm gonna have it like a little bit on a hill like this, because I know this would be the soil level. So I'm just gonna prop it up a little bit. There we go. Move that to the side. Remove any dead plants. Oh, it's really windy. Wow. I do need to lift this oregano plants a little bit. Alright. My butt and my thighs are so cold because these are like breathable mesh. And they are full of paint, these ones, because I used them last summer when we painted the house. So I really need to buy some boots, like gardening boots, and pants. Ugh, you can see the spiders waking up. I know that they are good for the garden. I think I'm gonna break this rake. There we go. The sun. I'm not that cold anymore, actually. But I'm starting to get a little bit tired. So I might have to take a lunch break soon. I'm gonna eat a lemon soy sauce chicken with roasted vegetables. I have to make it sometime on the channel because it's so good. Oh, the soil is so compacted. It's like a block. The further down you get in the soil palette, the more compacted they are. It's the weight of all of the bags on top of each other, pressing them down. But I would say this is pretty nice quality soil, actually. So this was 4 bags of soil. I think I'm gonna need 6. This one isn't as bad because this is the first bed that we made and filled. So it has had time to settle and we refilled it. Gardening is such a healthy hobby. It's visually pleasing and it's good for your mental health, and you're working with your body, touching soil, being outside, all of that But growing vegetables is just another added layer, because if you grow it organically, then you will feel the health benefits from eating your own grown vegetables. We just had so many news recently. We're finding PFAS. I mean, it's poisonous. It's poisonous for the environment, for our bodies. We have found it in a lot of our food, but it basically doesn't break down. It's a forever chemical. Like, you can never break it down in nature. So that's why it's so unhealthy for the nature. But also, of course, for the body, your health. So it gives me even more motivation to grow my own vegetables and my own food, but even more so to also preserve for the winter, because we buy these sort of vegetables in the store unknowingly. Like, we don't realize or don't know that these chemicals are in them. I try to buy as much organic vegetables and food. We do buy organic meat always. We have a subscription for that, but also like fruit and vegetables in the store we buy organic. Sometimes you can't find it in the store. I might be starving for tomatoes in the winter, but I can eat my preserved tomatoes in different forms and then only eat them fresh if I can find them organic in the store or in a market, or eat them in the summer when you're supposed to, because then they are, especially if you grow your own, like, they are in the prime season, you know. And having my son, I have become even more aware of these problems, but now getting all of these news all over social media, it's just an added worry. I'm so happy that I decided to grow Roma tomatoes. I wasn't going to at first, but now I did anyway, so that I can preserve tomatoes for winter. I've done tomato sauce in the past, but now I'm just gonna do crushed tomatoes and diced tomatoes. I think most vegetables freeze really well. I had a year's supply of bell peppers and herbs this year, and now I'm also growing like my onions. I'm gonna grow my potatoes next year. You know, I am building on my my knowledge, my experience in gardening. It has to start somewhere, you know. And while we've eaten so many good organic vegetables during summers, we still eat the store-bought food in the winter unless I have it in the freezer or preserve them. So I'm planning on building out an extension to the house, like a cool room, cool storage, where I will keep both preserved food and also all of my like dahlia tubers and spring bulbs and all of that needs that cool environment. All right, so I'm done with that bed now, and now I'm gonna take a lunch break. I need to blow my nose. My nose gets so runny when I'm outside and it's windy and cold. So I'm gonna go and eat my lunch as well, but then I'm gonna jump right to this bed here. But let me know your thoughts and feelings about all of this. Like, what can you find in your local stores? Can you find organic easily? Is it really expensive? Like, what's your situation where you live? Like, this is why it's such a shock for Sweden that they discovered these things, because food in Sweden has really good quality, but now that it's coming out that are like really trusted stores, we take them for granted, and maybe we need to be a little bit more critical, because they should actually just do tests, have a little bit more like sourceful, critical information about their food that they buy into the stores, so that their customers doesn't have to find out this way after have been eating it for years, you know. So yeah, let me know what's your situation where you live. I hope that you can find good food. If not, then consider gardening if you're not already. I assume you are, or maybe thinking of doing it because you're here on my video. Even if it's just a small amount, it's gonna do good for you and the environment. I thought I'd show you a second spring and Easter planting in this pot. You might have seen me decorate for Easter in a video. They had run its course and I planted new spring bulbs in here, and it's so cute. Another really quick side track here. I bought this sort of greenhouse when I go to bring out my dahlias. I'm gonna bring them inside this one. And then here we have these two arches, rose arches that I talked about in the previous video. So exciting, so many things happening now. All right, I'm all fueled up. I've had a nice supporting high protein meal with creatine on the side, coffee, and some water. So now I'm just gonna continue doing the same things that I've done. These are all snapdragons from last year that I just need to pull out. The sun is here, but it's still quite windy, as it usually is. Oh, look at that dandelion root. I can't believe that I got this. That's amazing. At this point of the year, you know, you have this overwhelming sense of feeling, or like it's joy. It's all fun, but you have some things to plant, you have things to water, you have things to fertilize, you have plants on different locations, you need to sow and plant outside and inside, and everything is at different stages, and you might find yourself a little bit overwhelmed, and that's the part of it. And then come May, you've planted everything and you can just enjoy it for like the next 2 months until it gets hectic again. And that's just a way of gardening. But this is like the part that I always look most forward to, just getting outside for the first time. Not the first time, but working in the garden for the first time this year. And then feeling, you know, the sun, hearing the birds. I just saw the first butterfly. I've seen signs of spring. I've seen dandelions popping up, ladybugs and all of that. So it's all exciting things. I have nothing to dig up. I just need to start filling it up with soil. So let's do that. You know, once you get going, you just want to continue. I have so many things around. Filling with gravel in the pathways here, building trellises, support system, all of that. We're gonna do all of that before planting in these beds. So subscribe so you don't miss the progress of this vegetable garden. Alright, you've seen me doing this a few times now, so I'm just gonna speed it up. Plastic bags are flying everywhere. I need to gather them. I recorded quite a lot here, but I do have trouble with my memory card. I don't know what's going on, but it didn't save everything that I've been filming now. I just said that I have winter lettuce here that I'm gonna sacrifice because I have my spring sowings over here. I've just been removing the irrigation. I removed tags and sticks, and now I'm ready to top this with soil. And a tip is to have one of the plastic bags as a garbage can for plastic. So I just put all of the plastic bags in here, and then we have a plastic garbage can that I can throw this away. The wheelbarrow is not an option. I just tried and my shoes are extremely muddy now. You need like a momentum and friction when you move a heavy wheelbarrow, and sinking down in mud is not very pleasant. I'm gonna make a priority this coming weekend to go and buy myself some gardening shoes. Alright, so I'm gonna do this one more time. I'm gonna grab bags, spread it out, and I'll catch you after because I'm gonna show you what I'm working with here in these beds here. So here is my strawberry bed. Clearly needs cleaning out. But I need to buy a few ever-bearing strawberries to complement these June-bearing kinds of strawberries and clean it out. And if I'm gonna raise the soil level, I need to dig up all of the strawberries because you can't bury the crown, then you won't get any strawberries. And this is my garlic bed. I don't want to bury it more than recommended. You can see how much soil needs to be topped off in this one. Here is my spring sowings. I'm gonna open it up and show you what has germinated. All right, so I can see radish popping up. This is a winter lettuce. And here is actually parsnips. They are growing here and in this bed here from last year. I'll see how far they come. This is spinach, I think. Spinach or arugula. I didn't write tags because I thought I would remember. Broccoli rabe here in the middle. And then I had radishes here and lettuce here. And spinach, I think, here. So spinach is probably here. And then here I have, what are these? These must be arugula. Here are some carrots. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up and pop it on the screen. But it's doing nicely. It's quite moist in the soil. I don't think I'm gonna water it today. And it's keeping its heat and moisture really well in this greenhouse here. So I'm just gonna close it up. This one, we need to remove this. This is broken. So this can be topped off today, I think. Because I'm gonna have spring sowings in this one that I'm gonna plant in about 2 weeks. Here you can see my chives coming through. It smells so good. But yeah, look at my shoes. This is what I'm facing. I'm walking on this plastic here to get to the soil. But it's looking good. I love seeing the beds topped off with soil. This one I'm working on. Alright, let's get to this one and I'll catch you after. Don't know what my hair looks like. I've taken off my headpiece, but this is the last thing I'm gonna do. I need to think what I should do with the other 3 beds. Like this one I know I can't do anything about until after I've harvested all the spring crops. Before I go to plant my summer crops, I will top that one with soil and all of that. And the strawberry one, I know I will have to wait a couple of weeks until I can plant more strawberries. Disgusting spider. The garlic bed, I need to wait until... Oh, so gross. I'm gonna have to Google, but I think it's okay to bury the garlic a little bit once, you know, the blast has grown. Oh, here's actually an onion growing. Oh my god, 2 onions. This is from last year. Oh, I'm gonna take these inside and plant them together with my seed onions that I have bought. So I'll just put them there. This one is not gonna require as many bags and it's really close. I'm so thankful because I'm so tired now. It might only need 2 bags actually. Nice. And we're gonna remove this cold frame. I think I'm gonna wrap up this video right here. I can't wait to see more of the spring crops, the winter sowings, tulips, all of that, dahlias. I have a lot of seeds to plant in April, both inside and outside. I'm gonna be on the hunt for some good quality composts. If I can't find that, I'm just gonna add some premium soil together with fertilizer and call it a day. A lot of fun projects upcoming. Neo is here saying hello. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week. Bye bye. I started this after I was done with the first bed. I think the second bed took about 700 steps. I moved a little bit less during the second bed because I had a lot less soil and distance to move, so I think the first bed was probably like 1,000 steps. But I'm gonna count 700, about 2,200 steps, and let's say 3 kilometers. I don't even take account the weight lifting all of the soil. I think that's a really good workout. And being outside too in the sun, it was really nice. There's such a few things that can satisfy you so much as gardening. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye.